You want to know what kind of release I was using when I was out on our first time out hunting video? Stay tuned. You'll see it here in just a minute. Hey everybody, I had a viewer make a comment on our first trip out bow hunting video, and he wanted to know what kind of release this was. And these are known as thumb releases. You can see this has got the jaws that open up, and this I did buy off Temu, but I do know they're on Amazon, which I think a lot of people already know. Stuff you find on Temu you can find on Amazon. It's got a 360 degree rotating head, okay, and you know, this is made for compound bows or recurve bows that have a D-loop. And I'm sure everybody knows what a D-loop is that bow hunt. And for years, this is what I have used. This one right here. This is a true ball. I don't know if there's a specific name on it. I don't think there is. It's just true ball. It's a trigger release. Of course, this has to be strapped to your wrist, and it's all Velcro, and it dangles. Okay, so you can swing it up, grab it, hook it to your D-loop, pull your bow back, squeeze trigger and release, and then, like I said, it's dangling. So you move your hand, it's dangling. You can hit your tree stand, make clank, whatever. So back in spring, maybe late winter, it was this year, 2025, I seen this and decided I want to try one of these. And this is the 4-finger version, okay? So when you, and the way I do it on mine, you can see this is adjustable. You can have it up, you can have this up here or down here. You get 2 Allen wrenches with it, one for making this adjustment, one for sensitivity, you know, to release the jaws. It's made out of aluminum, so it's lightweight. There's no plastic as far as I can tell. Don't know about the guts, but this is all metal. The handle, the grip itself. But when I go to pull it back, I know I'm rambling on. When I go to pull back, I grab it like this. It's hooked to my D loop on my bow string, and my thumb's back here. That's so I don't want to place my thumb here because I could bump it and release it. So when I pull my bow back, it's like this, okay? Or I can turn it like this. You know, this will turn, okay? Whichever way. Then I just take my thumb above the thumb release, squeeze and open up, and it releases. Jared and I both have these. He liked this so much, he said, I'd like to have one of those, so I ordered him one. And mine, I haven't had any issues. He's had an issue with his. We've used these practicing, and course, his bow's set for 70 pounds. Mine's set for probably 65. And when he releases, the jaws are staying open. Now, all he's got to do is bump the thumb release and the jaws close. But I don't know if it's still doing that or not. It started doing it. I don't know how many arrows we'd shot, and it started doing that. But if he just bumps it, it will release and close the jaws again. But the nice thing about this, as you've seen in the beginning of the video, I have this hooked to that D loop, and it's just hanging there. So that means my hands are free. I can move my camera, I can get a bottle of water. I don't have this dangling in my way. Also, when you go get your bow off your bow hanger, this is on your wrist. You have to move this hand, get it up there, open up the jaws, get it on the D-ring, and then pull back. This is already hanging on the string. You just get your bow, reach up, grab it, pull back, release. But I can't remember what the price was this. Let me look and see if I have that. It's regularly supposed to be $39.99. I got it for $16.51, like I said, off of Temu. I will have a link in the description to Amazon so you can look at them. They come in different colors and camo. The reason why I got red, if I would drop it in the woods, I can see it. If it was camo, I don't know. It's SNTXMY. I don't even know if there's a way to pronounce that. It's just SNTXMY. Okay? And so far I've been happy with it. Jared likes it. We're both, have used wrist strap triggers for years. He's had 2 different kinds, I think. And like I said, they're always dangling. Now they do make a model of a wrist strap that mine, like I said, you can see how flimsy it is. The other one I've seen is stiff, and what you can do is when you have it on, put it back on to show you. Trying to make this video short. And it's a little cold out here. Okay, it hangs out just like this. It doesn't dangle. But you can bend it back and it'll lock into place back here out of the way. But then, if you have to shoot, getting your bow, you gotta take your hand before you get your bow, bring this back out. And of course that's metal. If it's back here, locked into place, even if you're moving around, moving your camera arm, this could hit anything metal and make a noise. It'd ruin your hunt. So that's the reason why I opted for this. Now, there's a lot more different brands. One I know is Stan. I can't remember. There's 2 other name brands that are more expensive than this. But, a lot of people nowadays especially don't have a lot of money. And if you need a trigger, you want to, maybe look into these. Will they hold up over time? Who knows? And just because I got a good one, I haven't had no issues. Jared's got one, has that issue of the jaw not wanting to close, stay open, and he just, his trigger, his thumb release has come back up, but the jaws are staying open. But if he does that a couple times, maybe even once, the jaws will close. Then he can open them up, put it on string, and they close. It's just after he released, it stayed open. And I don't know if it's because his poundage is too much for this or what. I've watched some reviews here on YouTube of other people reviewing. One guy reviewed this. He recommended not to use it hunting, but I do know guys who do use a release like this. I've had the cheaper Allen plastic button push, but it doesn't have jaws. It has a piece of metal that comes in, and even with the D loop on the bowstring, that thing is junk because it pushes my arrow off the string. But this will be with me, and this, always carry a backup trigger. That way if you drop this, you still have this. Now with this on your wrist, no, you're not going to drop. But this is going to be in my backpack, and I always carry an extra one just in case this would break down. But I've had this thing 14, 15 years, and it's held up great. I get 14 or 15 years out of that, that'll be great. But I just wanted to do a little review of that. I wish I had some shots of me and Jared practicing with them, but I don't. But you know, anytime you order anything, it's a hit and miss on whether you get good or you get something that might fail. And with bows being expensive as they are, you really don't want to hook this on your bowstring just to see if it's going to work, you know, pull back without an arrow being knocked. You don't want to dry fire it. If this thing were to fail and you had an arrow and it come halfway back and then it released on its own, or it come all the way back and then it released on its own, at least you had an arrow in. But you got to make sure where you're shooting that you're not sending an arrow flying over into your neighbor's yard or into his roof. But it's made out of an aluminum alloy in a one-piece casting, and I got little cheat notes here I'm trying to look at real quick. Like I said, it is adjustable. You can adjust the thumb button here, up higher, back lower. You can see where I've got mine adjusted is about halfway. That way it's resting right against my thumb when I'm pulling. And just as soon as I get it pulled back, I can take my thumb, come over on top, and then pull. Now you can adjust how much tension is on that thumb wheel, where, you know, how much tension you got to do with your thumb to get the jaws to open. But that's my little review of this thing. Like I said, it's SNTXMY. They're on Amazon. There will be a link down in the description. And I know it's hunting season. This is a product review, but this is a product review of something you can hunt with, practice with. I would recommend, if you would get one of these, practice, see if it's going to hold up. Like I said, we practiced one day for about an hour shooting. The next day, probably the next time we practiced was about an hour, and didn't change anything from the way I shoot this one. My arrow still hit where I was aiming, still kind of grouped the way I do when I'm practicing, when I shoot 3 arrows. So appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for some more hunting videos, and as always, see you in the woods. Thanks for watching.